Welcome to the Innovation World Young Collaborator podcast series. My name is Siddharth Vikram. I'm in Carlisle, Massachusetts, and I am 12 years old and in 7th grade. Today's episode is titled Lunchbox Buddy Fighting Holiday Hunger in Devizes. I'm here today with Buddy Muns, a student in high school and founder of Lunchbox Buddy, a food program that distributes free lunches to local students during the summer. He has distributed over 1,600 lunches in just 6 weeks. That's like 50 lunches a day. Buddy, wow, that's a lot of work. During my summer, I was just staying at home and playing video games. Good job. Buddy has made sure that no child remains hungry in his local town, Devizes. He was alarmed by the amount of students which has relied on free school lunches that were being plunged to a no free food summer. He acknowledged the rising food costs and went to the mission to let children have good food each day. Anything to add, Buddy?
No, that's everything.
All right. So let's get into our questions. So the first question is, when did you first realize the lunch problem in Devizes?
Well, it's not just Devizes, it's everywhere. So I kind of realised that kids who are in school get those free school meals, and as soon as the bell goes for summer holidays, that just stops. They get a little bit of money here and there throughout, but it's not consistent and not enough for healthy meals throughout.
All right. So you're saying it's just not really centered in Devizes, but a worldwide problem.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next question. While you're in school, do you take school lunch or packed home lunch?
I take a bit of both. I take snacks, but then I'll get a hot meal in school.
So I understand how school food is typically good. Some of my friends say that the pizza at my school tastes like cardboard, but the food in the school is very good and nutritious. Would you say that when you go to your school, the food there is like really nutritious in comparison to many of the home foods that people get?
It's probably not the healthiest, but it definitely fills you up and gives you that nutrition you really need.
All right, that makes sense. So now to get on to your project, Lunchbox Buddy. Who are your role models that you looked up for this project and on a daily basis?
So I see quite a few things online of people kind of doing the same thing, just trying to help. So I wouldn't say there's a particular person really, but more of a group of people who are kind of doing the same thing.
So there are many. So you're saying there are so many other organizations that focus on this same problem. Have you
Yeah.
collaborated with any of them?
No, we haven't, but we did reach out for some advice.
All right. Your program, Lunchbox Buddy, has gone insanely viral, should I say? How did it feel being interviewed and broadcasted by various media companies like the BBC and ITV?
Well, there was a lot of pressure, but I kind of knew what I wanted to say. I knew the point I was trying to get across. So it actually wasn't too bad because it kind of came naturally.
It came naturally to you so it's good you're here in our podcast. You've been interviewed by them. You've had practice.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you got broadcasted by these companies, are there any other people that from those broadcasts and interviews reached out to you?
We got a lot of positive feedback, so a lot of people saying you're doing amazing. So lots of positive comments like that.
So I know that your Lunchbox Buddy is raising funds not only to be nutritiously feeding all of these people in Devizes, but also for your charity trip in Peru. Could you give an explanation to our audience on what that is?
So it is a trip to Peru, run by Camps International, where we go and support the community in Peru. So we'll be building something like a school, some toilets, um some things the community will need. So it'll be that support for them. And then at the end we will be climbing Machu Picchu.
That's very interesting. You're gonna be climbing Machu Picchu, helping people build schools. I mean, that's going to be very excellent for you to do. And I really envy you. That's going to be amazing sightseeing. Like, that's what I'm looking at for that trip. For your projects, how did you start distributing foods? Did you go door by door, or did you just like start out by camping the plaza?
So we made them at home and then we'd take them into the centre of Devizes. So in Devizes, there's a high street. So we had a stall in the middle of the high street and then we'd post on social media where we'd be and what time we'd be. And families would be able to come and visit and get a free lunch.
So they were not always in the same location. It was like kind of place to place each day.
Always in the same location, but occasionally different times.
I really loved when I looked at your website. I really loved your idea for business sponsorships and how they can chip into this project and get something out of it. Where did you come up with that idea? That's absolutely brilliant.
So I knew the idea I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to give out those lunches, but I needed that financial support and that kind of that sort of help to be able to actually make it happen. So it would appeal to businesses because they'd be able to post on their social media that they were helping out this cause. So it was kind of win-win for me and win-win for them.
Win-win for you, win-win for them. I hope some people looked at what you were doing and saw how good those companies were. One of the companies that actually donated was Bakovar, and I believe they gave you £1,000 sponsorship. That is so much money. And how did you feel first seeing them when they first reached out to you?
It was massive. They donated money, but they also donated food. So they were giving out sweet treats because they are a bakery company.
Wow.
But it just really like showed me that people were gonna see this and that this could actually happen.
So your Bakovar sponsorship was like, hey, people really believe in this idea. Was that like how you were thinking of it when you first got that sponsorship?
Yeah, exactly. I saw that a company as big as Back of All were seeing the same kind of idea that I had.
So when you first started, I know that big companies reached out, but I know that everything doesn't rely on these big companies and individuals can chip in too. Who in your community first reached out to you when you started this project?
So we had over 100 people donate and show their support with their donations. We had loads and loads of comments on Facebook and Instagram, all really positive, all really in support of the idea.
I know there were many companies that sponsored you, so now it's your time to advertise them out. Go ahead.
So obviously I had Backavall, who were a massive support. We had a company called Heritage Fine Foods, who donated all the fruit over the weeks we did it. We had law companies, and where we were in Devizes, we were outside a big billboard for Ray-Bans. So they reached out and they are donating a pair of Ray-Bans.
Wow, a pair of Ray-Bans. That's good. So I know you've gotten like a lot of donations. Could you give the audience some like statistics about this? I'm sure they'll be wowed.
So we gave out 1,600 meals over the 6 weeks, 600 of which were lunches that children could eat on the day, but another 1,000 which were breakfast and dinners and snacks for the weekends that we weren't there, so that they could still be having nutrition when we weren't able to give out lunch that day.
How much money has been raised from this project to go to your Peru trip?
So in total, I have raised about £2,000, which is perfect for what I need. But obviously, we raised a lot more, but that was going towards food and meals.
Wow, $2,000. That's so much. I mean, amazing amount of money for this initiative. I saw from your statistics, like, first of all, those are amazing statistics. I saw from your statistics that a majority of the meals were breakfasts and dinners. I originally thought that they were mostly lunches because hence the name, Lunchbox Buddy. But what gave you the idea to add these additional supplements in?
So we were only there 3 times a week. So obviously there was days that we weren't there. So we wanted to be able to give out extra food so that on the days that we weren't there, it would have been a nice thing to be able to do.
Well, and when your family and you just started this business, you mentioned many Facebook comments, many comments from people, from many supportive feedback. So what were the initial feedbacks that you've received to make this such a brilliant project that it is?
We've had hundreds of positive comments. Um, we've had Jamie Oliver who has reached out. We've had Simon Squibb who has commented on one of our videos. We've had massive amounts of feedback and lots of positive things.
What do you think your best feedback ever was?
We had a really nice comment saying that it was amazing. It was one of the families who had been to the stand, and they mentioned how it was such a massive help for them and meant that money that would have been going to food was able to go towards um, doing things in the holidays that would keep them entertained.
Oh, speaking of families you met by the stalls. So when you're distributing foods, how did you feel giving all of them out?
It was really, really nice because we were obviously seeing these kids every day because they were coming back. So it meant we could get a really nice connection and getting to know them, getting to know what they like, already knowing what they liked in their lunch. It was really nice because it meant that we weren't only giving out food, but also giving them kind of that enjoyment of coming to the stand.
Yeah, they just getting that enjoyment to come to the stand and have fun. It's also an integral part. Like you don't want them to eat later, you want them to have fun at the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you host like any activities or anything at the place?
So we had the option of colouring in and um, word searches and that sort of thing. But we also had like plastic toys, which made the little ones a bit more pleased because their parents were filling their lunches whilst they were able to choose what sort of toy they would like.
I know this has been many companies have been reaching out to you about this idea, but have you ever tried to seek out a grant from maybe the government or something to help support your idea?
No, we used the community funding, um, which basically meant that we didn't really need to because the Devizes community was helping their own pretty much.
Helping I'm sure even if the government saw it, they'd be pretty happy. Like you're doing their job for them.
Yeah.
So I know that before you got any big companies to start up, you had to pay from your own pockets. So did you use your own pocket money to start funding this initiative?
No, so at first it was my parents who were helping out, but really quickly we started getting people who just wanted to help out of the kindness of their heart, really wanting to give food and money to be able to repay that on.
So this lunchbox buddy was planned during the summer, if I'm correct, and I know you're planning to do one at Christmas. But even past the Peru initiative, do you think you'll be continuing this?
So we're planning on doing it in October half term, which is coming up in the next week. And December, we're planning on doing some toys, if we can get the funding for that. But into the new year, we haven't really got any plans yet.
All right. So I'm sure like families have been really happy with your project. Have some of them like Have some of them like wanted to volunteer to help you as well?
Yeah, we've had a lot of offers, so it was honestly just helpful because we had some people come and pack the stand away with us, which just really helped.
I know you've had 1600 packed lunches. How did you get to pack them all? Because like that's a lot of lunches.
So me and my mum would wake up very early and we'd start making sandwiches. So it was a proper production line because we had to get out before a certain time.
I know that like when you're doing these kind of projects, your friends also chip in and ask you questions and comment, say, "Wow, you're doing it good," or they could say, "You should be doing it better." But what were some feedback that you received from your friends?
All really positive again. We had some offers from friends just wanted to help out because Devizes is really local, so we had a lot of people that were Devizes based um, who wanted to come and help.
So you got a lot of volunteers that wanted to help your project.
Yeah.
All right. Other than Lunchbox, Buddy, and your Peru initiative, what other plans do you have in the future? Are there any programs that you're planning to start?
So I've just started my GCSEs, so I'm kind of concentrating on school now. But it's definitely something that in the next year or two I will be looking at.
Well, do you have anything to add about Lunchbox Buddy? Any more comments?
Right.
So, do you have any comments to add to the audience watching this, to any people that might be interested?
So in December we are looking to give away not just food but toys so that parents are able to give their children more because they are able to give out so that we can give out toys to them to be able to give to their children. But for that we need funding. Um, so if anyone is looking to help fund, our socials are, well, you can find us on Google at lunchboxbuddy.co.uk.
Well, I'm sure you've inspired many other 15-year-olds to step up and help in whatever ways they can. And as you've modeled, it just takes one child with their heart in the right place and having a kindness and wanting to make a difference to change the world in a positive way. Thank you, Buddy, for attending this podcast. It has been really wonderful interviewing you. And thank you for joining the Innovation World Young Collaborator podcast series. This is Sid, signing off until next time.